Goddamn, ladies and gentlemen. Can you see that? That's what my face looks like when I am goddamn excited to be casting. This is the goddamn grand final of the APAI. The match today is going to be between the clan GBI, an OCE clan, and OP/BHB, a USA conglomeration. Look, I could keep talking about that, but obviously, I've always got a good co-caster. So let's flick over and have a chat too. That's BlueRoseJelly. Yeah, how good's the walk-ons? We had to do that just to prove that we were wearing pants for today. BlueRoseJelly, welcome. How are you, sister?
Doing good. I am so excited for this game. We've been doing like casting matches every single week, seeing who's making it, and now it's the finals. Seeing everyone's played is so exciting.
I'm genuinely keen to get into this. Obviously, you've been casting literally every week of the APAI. You did the semi-finals last week. Which match did you have last week?
I had the OCE semi-finals, so it was GBI versus Fuck You. And then I think the other one was on the Monday as well. So I couldn't do that because I had to go to work.
Yeah, I know. Some of us actually have to work for a living. But that match was GBI versus Fuck You. GBI, obviously being in this match today, took down the massive OCE clan. I'm allowed to say that because it is my clan. Fuck You. That was a massive win for the GBI lads. And look, fair play to them. I think they had a massive game. And I really enjoyed watching that commentary. So it's a genuine pleasure to have you co-commentating today.
It's always fun to be here every week.
Before we get too much further into it, though, we do have a special guest for the start of this stream, a little bit of pre-match. We have Fuzzled. He is the organizer of this tournament, the man, the myth, the legend. Fuzz, how are you, mate?
Doing well, mate. I'm very excited to see this game get done and see who's the inaugural APAI champions.
Dude, 100%. I do have a couple of questions we're going to run through with you because I feel like a little bit of pre-game is in order. Just first of all, can I get you to run through who are the teams that were playing through this entire APA competition, and how the semi-finals? How did we get to where we are?
We started with 10 teams from 4 continents and like probably 10 countries, I think it was.
Yep.
From South America, we had SevH, who are part of a bigger team known as ASA. From China, we had Evo, or Evolution.
Yep.
From North America, we had BR1 and OPBHB, who faced off in a local derby, the semi-finals. And then we also had 10th MD, can't forget them, from the US.
Well, we absolutely can't forget 10th MD, especially given they're actually hosting the server today. So
yeah, very true, very true. And then from back home here in OCE, we had obviously GBI and Fuck You, who you mentioned before, Chimera, who are doing battle with TL in I think 2 or 3 hours in the seasonal, and then we also had TFK, 3 Para. Am I forgetting anyone? I don't think I'm forgetting anyone, right?
Oh, look, I always forget people, and I feel like that's on me. But it is my stream, so you do get to blame me for literally everything. Blue, you got anything you want to ask Fuzz?
Yeah. So, do you have any do you have a favorite moment from this comp so far?
I've got a couple. I don't think we can go past the TFK 3 Para, literal last second cap, and I think you cast that one, Blue. That's the closest game I have ever seen.
Oh yeah, that was like we had to like photo finish screenshot the end of it to have a look at how close it was. It was literal seconds away.
Yeah, I have that one, and last week I got the honor of kind of co-casting with Noppers, the OPBHB versus BR1 game, and my job was Noppers like, right, just get the little nitty gritty moment, and I kind of like giving people the commentator's curse. Just following them around. Up, they die. Zoom in on them. You've been shamed. On to the next one.
It's fun, isn't it?
Indeed.
I did mean to work out a counter. I didn't get around to it. I'd like the idea of having a little skull and bones counter for every person that I managed to murder, but didn't get it quite sorted for this one. But Fuzz, question for you, mate. Are you happy with how the tournament's gone so far?
I don't think I could be any happier, really. You know, we've seen amazing games happen every single week, and that's what the tournament's all about. It's letting all 10 teams shine and show off their best. And I think that's been done.
Oh, dude, 100%. I think look, the quality of competition we've seen out of this tournament and this 35v35 format has been really, really good. Some of the games we've seen, you mentioned that TFK 3 para match. I thought I was going to have casted the closest finish with, what was it, 3 para BR1 the week before. I thought that was close, but then that TFK match blew my goddamn mind. That was insane. Blue.
Was stressful. I remember that. And Noppa's stream crashed as well, so we had to swap over the stress just from that one. Fantastic. Do you got any predictions for today? Do you got any do you have a satchel counter going on? Artie deaths, anything?
I think it's a tough one today because personally I think that GBI is stronger in this kind of 35v35 format. However, OPBHB have probably played SME allies 25 to 30 times in this update alone. They're very well versed on these meta maps, and they probably know every single angle. They know the degrees of the corner. They know, okay, if he puts 1 pixel out, then I can shoot here and it'll kill him. They're just absolute tacticians when it comes to pre-match planning. And I think that'll really shine on a map that they've played countless times.
Yeah, and
This is the
I
most
completely agree.
popular map, I think it was. It's the most played in all the comps.
Yep.
So it's kind of like everyone's going to be really familiar with it.
Look, SME just feels like a good middle ground, doesn't it? It feels like a well-balanced map. It's a good go-to. I'm glad we've got it for the final. I think it's a banger of a map, and I think we're going to get a great match out of it. Fuzz, we might wrap this one up. Just, if you've got anything else you want to talk about the tournament, what's sort of the future of APAI looking like, and how we're going to look like moving forward after today?
So APAI will be taking a bit of a break, mainly because I need to go on a bit of a vacation, get the admin out of me, and then it'll be returning in 2023, probably June, July. Don't lock me down on that yet because the date itself hasn't been set in stone. But it's definitely coming back, and hopefully bigger and better.
I'm absolutely excited. Fuzz, thank you very much for organising the tournament, and thanks very much for swinging by. We'll see you as soon as the match is finished, and I'm going to look forward to it.
Thank you very much.
Keep an eye on this Discord, just because obviously with the delay, if you're watching a stream elsewhere, you'll be 15 minutes late. And we'll speak to you after this one is done and dusted.
All right, too easy. I'll look forward to it, and best of luck to both teams today.
Love the work, mate. Take care. Blue, we're a couple of minutes away from the start of this match. I don't think I'd be able to pick this, mate.
Neither. I have no idea. I wouldn't be able to tell you who's gonna do what. It's just anybody's game. And it'll be anybody's game probably for the entire thing. I'm expecting it to be very tough for both sides.
Yeah, and look, I'd like to speak a little bit about GBI. Moving through this, just seeing how much that clan has improved, not just over this tournament, but over the year in general. They've taken some big scalps this day. They beat Chimera. That's a few words. We watched that game on this stream, and that's something I never thought I'd see. Chimera, obviously a very strong Hell Let Loose team, currently playing in the main stage of the seasonals. All credit to GBI. They've done all right this tournament. And the same with OPBHB. I don't think they haven't lost a game. Have they lost a game yet?
I don't think they lost a single game. So they're the team to I was say team to watch, and I'm just seeing a rocket fly at someone. Sorry, got distracted by the team killing that's going on. They are undefeated is the word I'm looking for. So they're gonna be tough for GBI, but because GBI has done so well in this comp, I think it'll give them a little bit of kick up the ass to be like, oh, we could do this.
Correct. So I think the last match in this competition between them in 35v35, OPBHB won 3-2. So obviously there's a little bit of history between these two teams, just a little bit of history. Look, I'm just genuinely looking forward to seeing what happens today. Blue, what do you reckon? We jump in and get a little bit of pre-match shenanigans? I think the map is due to roll now. So you guys are sick of seeing our faces. Let's jump in and watch a little bit of Hell Let Loose. Sounds good? Yeah, let's do that one.
Yeah. currently watching, as I was saying before, currently watching everyone just shoot rockets. The one team's gone over to the other team and everyone's just saying hi. It's been a couple of bodies so far, and I just caught it out of the corner of my eye, and it just caught me off guard.
Yeah. Good, and I think the stream is going to be live now. You guys are going to be seeing this in 15 minutes in the future is how the delay works. That is too many deaths. There's a lot of smoke. OPBHB obviously making the trek all the way down to GBI's start. I wonder if that's purely to disrupt some of their pre-game rituals they've got going on, or whether or not they're trying to disrupt the GBI dance party. Or whether just getting their eye in. Either way, we are moments away, I'm assuming, from the start of this match. Everyone's starting to filter into chat now. Use the emotes. It is a goddamn pleasure. You guys behave yourselves. I'll start saying it now, but no goddamn spoilers. I don't know whether you can...
spoilers.
You literally can't spoil it yet because the game can't be over yet, but you know what I mean. I've said it. They'll be watching some of the old pre-match interviews we were doing. Goddamn, I've been excited all week for this, Blue. Like literally excited to see what this game does and what goes down today. As we said, I don't think we can call the outcome, but I am interested to see how it plays out. Good Lord.
I think this is going to be a good match. I think we're going to see a rush to midpoint and then just chaos from there, depending on the midpoint, because of the map. It could be one of the harder ones to take. It could end up being hospice or something, and that's anyone's kind of anyone's point, because they've got cover on both sides. They can't really swarm it. Everyone comes from the south.
Yep.
It's one of those things, and that one I think hospice has been midpoint most of the time. I think I did one down in checkpoint, so it's kind of like. I'd be interested to see on how, when the map rolls and we get the layout, who's going to get what and who's going to maybe have an advantage where the points are. So I always am interested with that one.
It's funny, Blue. Just you mentioning some of the midpoints over this map, SME, that we're going to be playing with today. I feel like I get a bit of PTSD from it. Just mentioning the middle points, I've had some bastards of fights over hostel. Over hospice. I've had some big fights. Obviously, checkpoint's a bit of a favourite for seeding on this map. I've had some damn good fights over it. I'll tell you what, OPBHB are maintaining their presence. GBI unable to shake this recon squad from OPBHB. Hopefully that doesn't bode poorly for them for the rest of the match. But goddamn, I'm excited. Let me just organise a little bit of stuff in the background. There we go.
I wonder if this is to psych them out, let's go to their HQ and just be like, oh, hi guys, how are you doing? But actually we're like, psyching them out because we're here now.
Yeah, right. I wonder whether they're going to point to the scores at the end of this pre-match and go, hey, look, just pointing out that I got 400 kills in the pre-match. Obviously, we're just better.
I'm here, because I could see the OPBHB. There's a bit of smack talk in the chat. Going, it's noon o'clock, time to. Here we go, mate. It's just there's a bit of smack talk, and so I think everyone's excited for it. It's Thanksgiving for the Americans as well, so they're actually was that yesterday or today? I'm not familiar with the times on it.
Thanksgiving's on a Thursday, I think.
So they're still like food coma from Thanksgiving, as Colonel Matthews from 10th Mountain was saying. So.
Yep. I think the way it works over, it's just a quick happy Thanksgiving to our American friends. Obviously, we don't celebrate it in Australia, but a goddamn pleasure to have all you USA lads over here. But I do believe they treat it like a bit of a family holiday, and they do go for a few days. The Yanks, they love themselves a holiday. Welcome to everybody that's in chat. Welcome everybody that's watching. This is the grand final of the APAI. I hope you guys are excited. I am. Mr. Chugga Chugga is calling it 3-2 to GBI. There you go. Anyone know what map we got? Hijacked, you're going to see this in the future, but it's going to be SME. And I do believe that GBI are going to be playing Axis, whilst OPBHB are going to be playing on the Allies. So a little bit of SME.
Going up as well for you while we wait for the map to roll.
Thank you very much, Blue.
I appreciate who's playing.
I appreciate all the work you do around these parts. I appreciate everything you do, sister. There we go. Map's been changed. 20 seconds for the start of this match. God damn it, Blue. Get excited. This is what we've been working towards for about the last month and a bit. This is the grand final of the APAI. OPBHB versus GBI. Fucking hell, lads. Let's go. 7 seconds away, just as long as I stay. I'll be waiting. God damn it. There we go. The map's right. As soon as we jump in, I'll grab myself a cheeky little lock to our armor squad. We'll jump into admin cam and we'll get into the action as soon as humanly possible. We'll have a look at nodes straight up, Blue, if you could. That'd be great.
Yep. We'll have a look at that. I'll wait, give them a sec. I'll go find a bush to hide in or a rock to lie under, as usual. It's not correct unless I'm still hiding.
Doesn't feel right, does it, if you don't?
No, it doesn't.
A little bit of that.
Let's
Press
have a
bunch
look
of
at
those
that.
buttons. There we go. And let's see what nodes are looking like for this GBI team. The blueberries on my screen when we're watching me will be GBI. When we flick over and look at Blue's stream, obviously those will switch. So just as long as you're aware, it looks like 2 nodes going down already. Lots of supplies. Look, you'd expect that from these teams, wouldn't you, Blue? Is this polished setup. Look at that. Lots of supplies down for RD defense already. Looking forward to this, Pariah. I'm looking forward to having you here too, my guy, 15 minutes in the future. We are on a delay. 15 minutes delay, so I can't react to you guys as much as I'd normally like to. But there you go. GBI got it sorted. Blue, if you're looking at OPBHB, I'm going to flick over to your screen now, and let's have a squiz at what they're doing.
Yep, so I got the map up. They've got all their nodes up and being currently built. There's a bunch of defenses going up for Artie, and a bunch of supplies being dropped. So it looks like they're getting sorted with that. And then there's a bunch of trucks as well heading towards the midpoint. The midpoint is checkpoint, so we're down south for this map. So all the trucks and all the transport trucks are probably heading south, and a couple are going to go round north and do that.
That's a good
Big
point.
white
Whilst we're
flank
in
everyone does.
Whilst we're in match warm-up, I'll just go over the points we're going to be fighting over from left to right, from the GBI side to the OPBHB side. We're going to be fighting over La Prairie, Western Approach, a little bit further towards the north. Checkpoint in the south is going to be our middle point for this match, followed by Maison de Creek. That is a very tough role for this OPBHB side. Obviously, those points being so close together is going to be tough for them. Crossroads is going to be the final point on the OPBHB side. Lots of supplies going down, lots of marks going down. Obviously, they're marking up Artie. And trying to snipe some of those trucks that are coming in. Let's get away from the map. And match warm-up has about 45 seconds left. Jesus, Blue. Have you been looking forward to this all week? Because I don't know about you. I have. Whew.
Yeah, I have. And it's exciting as well because I usually do about 2 a week. I've been doing 2 casts a weekend. So this is only one. This is only one match. This is like the big match. So I'm expecting this is going to be epic. I'm expecting the trucks to come in. I'm expecting the ATs to be on top of those trucks and just yeeting all of the rockets straight across. So it's like a Katusha strike, but
yeah, 100%. We've got Lamagra, friend of the stream, Lasagna Lamagra, sitting on top. He's going to be the AT, lobbing rockets as they go. Dankus, the man, the myth, the legend himself, is going to be driving that truck with a couple of lads in the back. I can't see who they are. Match warm-up's done. We're going to follow this truck in because it's the first truck I saw. And they're going to try and make that initial push onto checkpoint. We'll see some other trucks moving up to the left. There we go. Tozzy is going to be driving the other one with Flying Dingo in support. They do have a little Lucky Luke's following them in. But this truck with Lamagra and being driven by Dankers is going to move. Basically, we're just going to see a rush to the middle of checkpoint. Let's get over there and see whether we can see a little bit of this OPBHB side moving in as well. Good Lord. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Following her.
Oh, what have you got? What have you got? What have you got?
Oh, I was just going to say I'm following a truck in and everyone's just sitting in the back calm. I don't know. Don't know if I'd be as calm.
It's a very relaxed attitude we're seeing from this OPBHB side. Let's get over there. At the middle point, battles are just about to be joined. Obviously, the match has started. GBI looks like they've got troops nice and early onto the point, have started the cap, which is always good to see. You always like to see that as an infantry moving in towards the start of the match. You can see that line of blue has jumped out nice and early. Obviously, didn't want to lose that truck to the start. There's the lucky little Luke's. It's going to keep pushing in there. But I'll tell you what.
Well, there's a battle down the south. There's rockets. There goes the OPBHB truck and the GBI truck. People have been shot out of it. Rockets flying absolutely everywhere down in this south area. So they've just come crashing through the hedge line and just met each other on the roads.
It looks like GBI won that initial engagement. It is fairly even on the point in the middle at the moment. OPBHB have taken that eastern side. Obviously, with the barnyard we're looking at to the left, and that sort of big main house is a very important spot to be able to get if you're going to hold checkpoint. Points now contested. Even Stevens on the point. Artillery has been going absolutely goddamn nuts for OPBHB. We're seeing the remnants of that just off to the left. Reaper's going to try and spawn in. Nope, he is going to get brutally murdered. Literally as soon as I say his name. Didn't take long for the commentator's curse to kick into effect.
For the casters, I'll keep a tally, don't you worry.
I appreciate that, Blue. OPBHB, a little bit dominant over the middle of the point at the moment. Tozzy's going to be trying to do some work there to try and dislodge this OPBHB, but I feel like he's going to need a bit of support. That support is being absolutely pinned down by Artie. Murray Mofo is going to be the commander for this GBO side. Blue, can I just ask, who is the commander for this OPBHB team?
Dyslexics Unite, which I couldn't pronounce, so I mean, there you go.
Ironic. I fucking love that guy's name. I think it's genuinely hilarious. God damn it, let's go. Welcome into chat if you're joining us. I hope you guys are geared up and excited for this match today, because I don't know, I fucking am. A point, it looks like it's just sort of flickering between contested. GBI starting to get numbers back. OPBHB have got that solid core in the middle. It was 3, now it's 2. Those 2 lads are going to sit up in that building, obviously a little bit safer from artillery. And they're going to try and see if they can pick off some of these GBI lads that are going to try and get in and dislodge them. At the moment, this is a big fight over middle point. GBI starting to take it back, which is very, very good. Tozzy still doing some work. He is the recon lad. There you go. Brutally murdered as soon as I say his name, as of course is tradition. That's 2 for me. 2 for me.
Nice.
OPBHB. OPGHB, geez, that's definitely a different sort of team. OPBHB pushed in.
Different teams by the end of this game. They'll just be blueberries and raspberries. We'll give them different names. It's all good.
Absolutely. That sort of right-hand side, that right flank for GHB, for GBI that we were looking at before, it looks like OPBHB have managed to dislodge them after that initial success we were seeing from GBI early down this southern edge of the map. So Crew, Joe, and Pope Vin going down as soon as I say his name. Bryn May's in support as well as the squad lead. Obviously, they're just going to try and hold down that flank and deny GBI the ability to get around on that side. Let's go around and have a look at some of the other ones. GBI have a very strong presence up towards sort of this northern part of checkpoint. They're trying to sneak around there. They won't know this. It's really easy for us to tell. But OPBHB have actually got around on this side of this flank that they are on at the moment. GBI, they've gone a little bit narrow. They're trying to push into point, just trying to put some pressure on point as OPBHB have got it about half cap now with a very strong presence on checkpoint itself. But so GBI won't be aware that this OPBHB are already rolling up sort of their left-hand flank as well. But GBI will be well aware that their OPBHB team is doing a really hot job on their right-hand flank as well. Lots of artillery going down. GBI trying to scramble. They obviously don't want to lose this early cap. Being put on the back foot is always very difficult in these competitive matches. Some of these guys on this that are fighting down on this right-hand side for OP slash BHB, Dark Times, Aragon, and Strikeout. Icon's going to be trying to defend this push with Tofu off on our right, Icon going down. Strikeout's going to be come up against Tofu, Strikeout, one of the team reps for this OPBHB side. And Pleasure, welcome to all our American friends. Happy goddamn Thanksgiving. It is a pleasure to have you. It looks like this point is going to go towards OPBHB. I don't think GBI are going to get enough onto that middle cap yet. It is going to be close.
So I think it's because OPBHB. I'm in the building, and these two, Don Vice and who else was it, Madcap, have been sitting in the building the entire time. So they've been up in that 2-story, just kind of shooting rockets out the window and everything. And I think that's helped them cap it because the GBI haven't been able to get into the building. So I think that's been getting that middle building there has been able to help them cap that point.
Yep, and as we've been talking, Blue, checkpoint has gone to OPBHB. Very strong early cap. The next point is contested. I'm going to get over there. We're going to fly over that way just to show you the distance between the two. It does look like Leaps and Gelber have a presence on the next point already. That's going to be a problem for GBI. Obviously, haven't got back to defend that one. Snack the Rack and Squishy Boo with Moe in support are going to have to get back and try and put some defense on this one. GBI, they really need to reset at the moment. Otherwise, this match is going to be absolutely rolled up by OPBHB. They've done. Getting that presence nice and early onto the next cap will put OPBHB in very good stead. It's really incumbent on GBI to try and dislodge them. Obviously, the cap's no longer being contested. GBI have got enough left, have got enough back, but it looks like Leaps has got a spawn point in there. I'm assuming that one's an OP. There you go. An OP has gone down on the point.
Map if you guys want to have a look, I'll show you what's happening. So Leaps is in there with their OP.
Yep.
And then there's Garrison just behind where the Commander Dyslexic is. They're all the way north, but then there's two, I think that's the Recon OPs. They're all the way up in like B3, B4. So they've gone all the way north, all the way around, all the way up here, and then they're starting to come south. So they've capped checkpoint, but they've already got a presence in the north, and they've already got garrisons and OPs up behind where GBI would have theirs. So they're all over the point. They're also all over the map. So I think that initial rush and doing a wide flank, that's going to set them up. They're going to have good spots to push off.
I'm just going to take it away from you for a little bit there, Blue. Black Dusty, obviously we just saw that garrison just got marked up. Infidel, there's a good friend of the stream, Infidel. He's just spawned on the garrison. They're going to try and do a little bit of defense there. But as we're talking, this point is going towards OPBHB. Gary Busters have a lot of work to do to try and drag this match back. Obviously, they need to get back and defend. They do need to take out that OP. It looks like it was taken out. I did miss the lad that took that one out. Apologies. We can't see everything. We can't be everywhere at once. But GBI trying to get back and trying to get a little bit of defense going on that. Obviously, OPBHB won't have a spawn point left back on the point, but the lads that are left, that is still 5 OPBHB lads that are sitting on point itself, and they're doing exactly what you'd expect them to do, just trying to push out and trying to dominate this and provide some sector control around this western approach point. It has gone back contested, so GBI starting to get their shit together and starting to get lads back. OPBHB very strong at the start of this match, Blue.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just looking at them. They're currently in the circle. It is being contested. GBI have spawned off their garrison. I think that's to the south there. And they're pushing up into, back into Western Approach, and they're starting to clear out the OPBHB lads. So they've taken a couple of them down. There's now 2 in the circle left. And they're just popping up a bunch of flares, trying to find where they are so they can clear them out. But they got... They got round very early and they got into the next point, meaning GBI had to come back. They couldn't just stay on midpoint and push. They have to come back. They have to send 2 or 3 squads back, meaning they don't have the best attack on their midpoint because they're now on the back foot defending. But they've pulled it back. They've actually got a bunch of people spawning in to try and clear them out. Crew is the last... There's 1 point for me. Down goes Crew. Was the last OPBHB in the circle. So now that GBI have cleared them out, they'll probably want to get all their garrisons up, get set up, and then try and hold that point and maybe leave a defensive team on there because OPBHB are still all over it. They've got a garrison just over the line.
I agree, Blue.
E5.
I'll just take it away from you for a little bit. What we're looking at here is we just saw Commodore doing a little bit of defensive work. He's sitting there. He'll be able to hear that garrison, and he'll be trying to make sure that he's locking that one out. Just to deny OPBHB the ability to spawn. He won't know exactly where it is. He might think now that he's got that kill, he has the opportunity to go around and try and kill that, but he's pretty happy to be a bit of a bushwookie at the moment. Obviously, he doesn't know exactly...
locking that garrison out, so he's doing the work, locking it out and getting close enough, and he's probably just got to find the right spot to hop over that fence there, but it's working.
I think he's going to jump through and head around. He'll be able to take out that garrison, so very, very strong play from Commodore there. I think that was absolutely clutch. What he's done there by locking out that garrison, and he's basically denied OPBHB that sustained push that they needed to take out this next point. So very well played, Commodore. Obviously, shoe in for our man of the match at the moment. I'm not going to call it yet, though. It is still very early days. Welcome to everybody else that's joining the stream. It is a goddamn pleasure. We have to spend a bit of time on Western Approach. I think it's about time we got over to checkpoint.
I have a tank battle right up the top here. We got a little Stuart who could, and is that a Lux? Yes, it is. They're just doing donuts. I love this. This is great. Do donuts, firing at each other. The turret's turning quite well as well. I could never do that. What? There goes the Stuart.
The lucky little Lukes just provided enough of a distraction there to allow a AT to come in and deal with that Lukes. But I'm going to say, as we were talking about, I've made my way over to checkpoint, and we're going to see what this GBI attack looks like. And I'll tell you what, both sides look like they're fairly dug in defensively. Have a look at that play from OPBHB. Have a look at that sector control that we're seeing out and around checkpoint at the moment. That is delicious. Just denying denying GBI, the ability to get some lads into point and get some of those OPs into delicious positions. God damn, this is still anyone's match, but OP/BHB looking very, very strong this early. It looks like the bulk of the GBI push is going to come through town, which you'd sort of expect on this checkpoint push, this checkpoint strong point. It is a very strong place to be pushing from. Obviously, you have the cover of the town. Looks like Dyslexics United is the commander, and he's pushing up. He's actually going to be the tip of the spear for OPBHB, trying to blunt this GBI attack. There you go. He's got a kill, taking out Corsi. Well done. You always love to see a commander kill. Blue, have you seen a medic yet? I haven't seen one yet.
I haven't seen it. You were talking about man of the match, and I was gonna say if anyone's a medic, first medic, man of the match.
Obviously,
no medics. It's sad. It's sad to see.
It is a little bit disappointing. As we're talking, obviously we've seen OPBHB have obviously called out this GBI attack through town that we're talking about, and they're starting to spawn some lads out, just trying to push up there to deny GBI the ability to get all their spawn points down there. GBI, though, I think they've done really well. Towards the right of our screen, they're the blueberries we can see. They're starting to sort out their battle line and starting to work out some different lines of attack, which is really good, and it's exactly what you want to see on a point like checkpoint, which has a few different angles and a few different avenues of attack. Just a few different lanes with cover in it. They're just trying to get out there, trying to put some sustained pressure on. But I'll tell you what, this OPBHB side, they're rolling up on, still rolling up on GBI's flank. That is friend of the stream, Lamagra. He's nice and deep in there. He won't know it, but he's got Joe and Pope Vin. Pope Vin, that is a name we've seen many, many times in this competition. Damn good lad and a damn good Hell Let Loose player. The Flying Dingo managed to take out Brynamy then. Pope Vin's up on the side. Lamagra's just going to be a bit of a bushwookie, just holding his position there, seeing who he can see over the other side of this field. Pope Vin, all he needs to do is look this way and he'll be able to see him. But Lamagra being a bit of a bushwookie. I just really want to see what happens in this, what the outcome of this fight's going to be. Tofu's up on the right-hand side. That's a very good push from him. By getting up on that flank, he obviously makes it difficult for Pope Vin to move in and kill Lamagra. So, I like what GBI is doing. The Flying Dingo is getting nice and deep into point. He's going to be the only one of their lads in there, though. He's going to try and make it across this field. There you go. He's taken out... Who was that? I can't see the name because it is literally too bright for me to see, but that... Flying Dingo taking out one of those OPBHB lads before trading with Brynamy, and they're both going to go down, so that's going to be the end of the push from there. But Lamagra's started to move up as well. He's going to keep trying to push. I like what I'm seeing from GBI at the moment. Let's fly across and see what we're looking at for the rest of this point. GBI still sitting very, very deep.
Oops, sorry. I got an OPBHB push up to the north. They were trying to get round, but that Lux is still just chilling up in the fields up in the north, kind of spinning around, taking a couple of shots when they see someone. So it is keeping BHB out of that kind of very north end, and they seem to be going through the town towards Western rather than going all the way round. But they have taken a couple of shots at the Lux, but the Lux has been very, very lucky. It has survived a couple of shots and hasn't done too bad. I think it's now going back to repair and get some more ammo. So we'll see that probably hauling us back into Western when it's all fixed up.
Yeah, I agree, Blue. As we've been talking, obviously, we're starting to watch this OPBHB push on to Western Approach. They're sort of starting to sort out their battle line. They do have a couple of lads moving up there, 3 squad leads. with a support in support. One of them going down there, Red Clay going down to Wello, it looked like, and Ortozzi. I didn't quite see who got that kill. But they do have the commander with them as well, so that is a good little push we're seeing from OPBHB. But they're going to try and make the most of this little push here, seeing if they can put some pressure on Western Approach. GBI, all the work to do. OPBHB do have this nice little battle line going. They have most of the approaches sorted, and it does look like currently OPBHB are all over this GBI side. Very, very well played from them. That said, this is Hell Let Loose, and literally things can change in the blink of an eye. Commander abilities, bombing runs. Obviously, we can see some airheads that can change it if they get missed. GBI just starting a probe. We've got Pedro, the squad lead, in behind. He'll obviously try and set something up there to allow the rest of his squad to be moving through an angle that OPBHB won't be expecting. But we do have Bear. That is a very big name in the GBI community. He's the squad lead as well. So they do have some squad leads trying to work out those angles of attack. But at the moment, very, very strong from OPBHB. Blue, what we might do something a little bit different. I'm going to hand the commentary off for you. Ladies and gentlemen, BlueRoseJelly will be your main commentator for the next little bit of this match. I'll be providing special comments and I'll be doing the camera work. Blue, the floor is all yours, sister.
No worries, thank you. So on Western Approach, which is where I am flying over currently, we've got the push from OPBHB pushing through the town, using those hedge lines, using those trench lines as well to kind of get in. I think they're kind of can't English today, never can when I cast. Poking and prodding at GBI's defense, trying to find a little weak point where they can get in and take that garrison down. If there's a garrison, is there a garrison on the Western Approach? Or is it just outside? That's
a pretty good point. I've brought up my map, so I'll just go over what the GBI Gary structure looks like. We won't spend too much time, but they do have a couple of defensive Garys in behind Western Approach. The closest they will have is just sort of in the corner of C5. They don't currently have one on Western Approach itself, but they do have a couple of attacking Garys down towards the south in the D column, with one sort of in support in between Leperi and Checkpoint down towards the south.
Yeah, C5, that's a good spot. Have it just, you don't necessarily need the garrison in the circle. If you have your OPs in the circle, you can kind of spawn a lot faster. And then you have a garrison just outside, because it means that if they get into the circle and they start capping, it means that you have a chance to spawn on the garrison that's just behind, without them taking down your main garrison. And you can have 2 or 3 garrisons around your defense point, rather than having one in the circle and locking out that distance. I'm seeing the point as well, as Noppers like to refer to as blinking. So it means that OPBHB are really getting into that circle. They're creeping into that 3-story house, which is where everyone will want to be to have the best line of sight in defense. And they're getting in and pushing in from the town. But I have seen them go a lot further north to get around, but they did have a tank to contend with, so it'll be interesting to see where that Lux comes back. GBI are currently in the south area of Western Approach, just trying to go around, clean them out, get rid of any OPs they can find. But I spy with my little eye what is that? That is a panther. Is that a panther? I think that's a panther. It's got a really long turret. I'm guessing that's the panther. And Cheese from OPBHB. Yes, I identified a tank right, ladies and gentlemen. That only took me the entire season. We got a Cheese hiding in the fields right next to the tank, and they are officers, so they're probably waiting for their squad to spawn. They've probably put the call in to say, hey, can I have my AT, please, quickly as well. And if we look as well, Bear and Galba's up the top there coming around, so they're doing that wide flank again. We've got Mars Rover running across the open field after that tank, probably a satchel boy, and gonna try and satchel the tank. But if that tank stays in 4th gear, they're gonna have a lot of problems. It looks like OPBHB are really in that circle. They're in that that 3-story, 4-story building. How many stories is that? It's the tall building that everyone puts the MGs.
The large building.
The large one. I call it MG house because that's where, if you set them up on the windows, you can protect the north point and you can protect that point as well. And you can even shoot down to the south because of the open fields. But it looks like OPBHB are now in that building. They have that locked down. And if they can hold that building, that is where they'll want to be. That's the best place to hold, because there's only 2 doors in. Unless they satchel the building, which would be a good way to clear them out. But we do have a big spawn wave from GBI onto the point, but they won't notice that OPBHB are coming in behind them. We've got Aragon, a small sweat, and Red Clay as well, Leaps as well coming in, probably with an attacking garrison. I'll pull up my map. No, it's all OPs. All OPs, the attacking garrisons are right still in the blue. So they've just run through the fields and got in there. So they are clearing out GBI. GBI are going to want to watch that garrison as well, and just keep an eye on that, because they need to keep that up there. But if they have a backup, it will be a good way to keep them out of the point. Maybe a recon, maybe a couple of flares. Do we have any artillery at the moment? I've got 1 Chris P on Artie for OPBHB. Is there anyone on Artie for GBI?
Let me get back there and have a look at that for you, Blue. I'd just like to point out something from chat. It is Dyslexics Untied. Dyslexics Untied, which makes it even funnier. Yeah, GBI definitely has people on Artie, so let me get across there and have a look.
I need to do...
Yep, go ahead, Blue.
I'm just laughing. Like, that definitely says United. I'm not needing to go get tested for dyslexia at all. You are cruel person for doing that to me. But yes, sorry, artillery. I'm just laughing at that.
Yeah, so GBI look like they're currently running 2 guns. It looks like OPBHB have been putting a lot of pressure on there. I'm just going to take back commentary now, Blue. It looks like OPBHB, since we're looking at artillery, have done a massive push into there. They've cleaned out most of this GBI push. GBI, look at the blueberries towards the right of your screen, and also the ones towards the top of your screen as well. They're scrambling to try and get back and defend that. GBI currently defending. It looks like they've just got purely based on cap weight. Also, they have that Panther you were talking about before has just swung by. That is Aviator, time to charge, and Geki Ganger in that Panther. The Panther's on fire. I don't know whether you guys know this Panther's answer. Oh, taking another rocket. There is only so many rockets this Panther can take.
I think they've got the engine as well. They've stopped completely and they're hopping out to repair. I think that shot from Crew has taken out the engine, so they'll want to swing that turret round and start firing backwards, but they hopping out is a bit dangerous. Oh, there it goes.
There you go. Tank going down. That's a 1 less Panther they're going to be able to deal with. But this GBI spawn wave that we're seeing from a more defensive garrison that we were looking at before is starting to push up. Cheese is still up on their flanks, just being a bit of a Wookiee in the wheat field. The Reaper's going to be right on top of him. Cheese looks like he got the jump on him. The Reaper, is that a knife kill? That was a goddamn knife kill from to Reaper. You fucking hell.
Jeez, well done. I think that's is that the first melee? I think that's the first melee I've seen.
That's the first one that I've seen in this tournament. It definitely isn't the first one. I love a good knife kill, but that was delicious. Hopefully we get to see more of that. But OPBHB getting their spawn waves. Can I just ask you, Blue, what sort of spawns do they have? What Garys and OPs do they have on Western Approach for OPBHB?
OPBHB have just 3 OPs. 2 are kind of in the circle. 1's just outside. They have 2... Oh, they've got pretty much this EF line has just got all of their garrisons. So they're attacking garrisons and defense garrisons, but also all the way down right in the corner of C8 in that little cluster of buildings there, they've got a garrison. So that's going to be their attack garrison. If they cap Western, that's going to be their attack garrison for La Prairie. They're going to be able to push off. They've already got their attack Gary up for the next point. So if this flips, they're already set up and ready to go.
Yeah, I completely agree. OPBHB still spawning a lot of lads in there. Murray Mofo, we just saw the commander for the GBI die. But GBI scrambling, trying to get lads back into point. We're starting to see some of these attacking flanks that were being pushing out there coming back to try and defend and try and take out this OPBHB push. But they're looking very strong on the point itself at the moment. This is going to be a lot of work. If GBI can't get the lads back, we're going to see this point flip and OPBHB take this next point. And then, look, as you were talking about before, Blue, OPBHB do have that attacking Gary, so they'll be able to put pressure immediately on the next point, which is GBI's last point, which is La Prairie. This map could, unless GBI can get back and absolutely deal with some of this OPBHB side. Dr. 280 is going to be the last one. He's going to be a bit of a bush Wookiee. Blue, what do you got?
Oh, I was just saying, Dr. 280 and the rest of GBI pushing in, all I saw was one blue dot and an artillery shell landing on them and completely wiping them out. And then the blue cap stopped on the point. So it seems to be that GBI are putting enough pressure on that they are getting close to slowing down the cap, but they have got to get in the circle. They've got to get in there and slow them down, but they are starting to take them out. So I think mostly OPBHB have got it in proxy.
Yep, and I think we've seen most of this OPBHB side have been cleared out. Don Weiss, well, he's just died. Crew's going to be the last one left. Strikeout's going to try and move back in to support. The Moe for GBI is starting to move in. Tozzie's got a nice little flank around the top. He's going to be the recon player. GBI is still trying to push in from their right-hand side, but I tell you what, AR762, he's up on the flank, and he's going to be causing some problems for this GBI team trying to defend. The point's about to flip towards OPBHB. GBI, last-ditch unable. There you go. The next point going to OPBHB. Unlucky for GBI. I feel like that was a good scrambling defense. Just wasn't enough, though. You can't win them all.
I think it's the artillery. I think the problem is that OPBHB have got 2 guns going, and there's only one on each, but there's 2 guns going, so they're probably just peppering just the outside and the GBI side of the point and just laying into them, stopping GBI getting in, because I have seen a couple of those little pushes that you were talking about be completely wiped out by a shell. So I think they're using Artie really well to kind of stop the GBI push back into the point.
Yep, GBI is starting to contest a little bit now. Obviously, it's going to be incumbent on this OPBHB team to just consolidate around this point, see if they can reset. GBI are going to try their hardest to not allow them to do that. Dr. 280 and Bear has been moving up on that right side. Obviously, artillery is going to be the end of Bear. Dr. 280 is just going to be a bit of a bushwookie. They are up on the side of Pope Vin. Pretty happy to just chill, hold the OP. Standing up now, though. A bit of a spawn wave. Bear's coming in. Dr. 280 going down. Pope Vin's obviously off around the side of there. Infidel going down towards the top of your screen. OPBHB getting lads back. That is genuinely impressive. Blue, can I get you to hover around the next point, which is La Prairie, and just let me know what's happening over there, and we'll switch over to you. Thank you very much for everybody that's watching, following, and or subscribing today. I appreciate the living shit out of all the people that end up viewing this. It lets me do this for you guys. It makes me happy. It brings a genuine smile to my face, and welcome to every single one of you. Blue, how are we looking over at La Prairie?
I'm just around the south side of La Prairie at the moment, and all I can see is Gulbers 61 pushing into the point, but Squishy Boo sitting on point as engineer. But Gulbers is making a beeline, I'm guessing, for whatever garrison. Oh, there it is, right in between those buildings. That's that garrison there. Gulbers is making a beeline straight for it. So Squishy Boo and Cometa are going to have a look around and try and stop him getting there. Otherwise, he's going to... Oh, there we go. There goes Gulbers, taken out by Squishy Boo. So they've stopped the push on... By push, I mean the one-man army that was rushing towards their garrison. So if they can hold this point and they can kind of keep those single infantry just creeping in out of the point, it means that OPBHB will have to do a bigger push onto the next point, and then they'll have to get off their defense spot as well. So it'll give them a chance to attack, but... I think having a few people just sitting around in the circle hiding in the building is going to be an advantage, because you're always on the point. You can always tell when they're getting just a little too close.
Yeah, and I think it's an important thing to remember. When we're watching my screen, this is my screen, the main screen we're looking at the moment. The red berries that you can see, the red team, is going to be OP/BHB. The blueberries will be GBI. When we flick over to blue, because she's on the, she is casting from the other team, those will flip. So the blueberries on her team will be OP/BHB, and the red berries will be GBI. Just keep that in mind as we flick between the screens. As we're seeing, artillery absolutely dominating this fight over Western Approach at the moment. We're seeing GBI trying to get that sustained pressure from the right-hand side. They are pushing up the battle line from the west, which is the top of your screen at the moment. But OPBHB do have a good line up on their flank as well. So it looks like this group of red berries from the right are pushing in and just causing some problems and not allowing this GBI team to push back into point and try and put some pressure on Western Approach. The next point is being capped, however, so we're going to fly over there and have a quick look and see what in God's name is happening. That is the 76 that just rolled through the point. So the OPBHB 76 with Rajwell, Garlocked, and Emperor New, can't see your whole name, sorry, has just rolled through the point, is just rolling around. I don't think they're going to stop to kind of try and cap it. I think what they're going to do is just
just like I like to say, do donuts around the point and just shoot at everything they see, and that's going to cause a lot of havoc for GBI. But they do have their garrison up in the middle of those buildings, so if the tank wants to get it, they're going to have to probably stop and take a shot.
Yeah.
Or they're going to have to get in closer, which makes them a bit of a target for Hungry Satchel Boy.
Yeah, correct. But I think that'll be very concerning for GBI to see their final cap just flicker. Even though, like, we can see as casters, we know it's just a tank, just the one tank that did that. And I think I did see an infantry there early, but it died before I managed to make my way over there. But that'll be concerning because GBI will know that they're very light on defense as they start to flicker and contest the next point. So look, good. Look, I think this has been very good from GBI. They're not letting being a couple of points down fluster them at all. They're going to keep the fight going. Black Duster and Icon are going to be the tip of the spear here. It does look like, however, OP/BHB have managed to push out this left flank of GBI. That's huge because that flank, even though it was being pinned down by artillery, obviously OPBHB, no, they don't need to worry about that much. They can redirect their artillery to elsewhere. Euphoric, there it is. That's I've actually got a point of view for Euphoric. That's the lad that we were just looking at in the middle of your screen. He's running through that town. Interested to see how this fight goes. Euphoric. We don't usually do point of views, but look, that looks nice and clean, so we're happy to watch him. Seeing whether he can get the kill on Butters. He did take down Red Clay, so before getting brutally murdered by Butters himself. So 1 for 1 there. Let's move back to the casting screen. There you go. We do have points of view. We can flick over to that whenever we get a chance. I was waiting for a chance to see Euphoric. And shout out for him for giving us his point of view for this match. I appreciate the living shit out of him.
And Dankus creeping up on this tank. He's going to take a shot on it. Yep, getting one shot in the butt of the tank. We got is that a Panzer or a Panther? I can't quite see it over there. Pulling up on them and there we go. There goes the 76. So GBI have responded really well to that tank threat that's come through. And I think tanks are really good to get on point because it does count you. It's not just one tank point. It counts as 3, is it? It's 3 people, so therefore you have the 3 people points for capping, I think is what I was told recently. I'm not sure. Please help me in chat if I'm wrong.
Chat will absolutely.
It is good.
Chat will absolutely correct us even when we're wrong. But at the moment, both teams, they're pushing back very defensively. Both teams sitting very, very deep. Dr. 28 is going to be tip of the spear, but they're going to struggle. They are sitting in that wheat field at the moment. They're going to be supported by Bear and Dankus. Don Vice is around on their side, though. Wheatfield's obviously a very difficult place to defend in Hell Let Loose because you just have no visibility. It's really easy for us to be able to see all the dots and all the people that are fighting around over this point. But Bear's going to try and get a OP. Look, you'd assume he'd go for that wheat field, but I'm not quite sure where he's got his OP down. Yeah, looks like it's just in the middle of that wheat field that we were looking at. He's going to keep pushing up, trying to put some pressure on because GBI need to get that sustained pressure onto Western Approach. I'd like to see some of their tanks moving up to support, and I'd like to see some of their artillery working in conjunction with the infantry. But have a look at this. Look at this battle line that's being sorted out by this OPBHB side. Really getting across that entire front to cause GBI some problems. Caliber's 61 and Crew, they're going to be pushing in, and they are a little closer than GBI would really like them to the point. Snack the Rack, Bob Ross, Wello, Squishy Boo, and Murray Mofo. Murray Mofo, the commander for this GBI team. That is going to round out the defense on this point. T-Reaper is off on the side. There is that's a Panther we're looking at. That's going to be Blue V, Lycaon, a good friend of the stream, Lycaon, and Jabiru, the man himself. They're going to be pushing up and just trying to cruise out this way to try and deal with some of this OPBHB lads that have been causing them problems. And I guess once they've pushed out there, and if they've got infantry support, they can start swinging north onto Western Approach, which is the red bit that you can see towards the right of your screen. But at the moment, we're a little bogged down. OPBHB making some good strides towards La Prairie. Gelber's number 61. He got very close into La Prairie. That was a very good run from him. Squishy Boo and Mofo managed to take him out, though. Cometa, small wave going in there for GBI. They're going to consolidate over defense. So it's really incumbent right now on GBI to try and consolidate and try and reset this match. They do have a couple of points they need to take. We are about 52 minutes left in this match. 52 minutes left to go. And I don't know about you guys. This has been a cracking match so far. These teams have absolutely deserved to be here. GBI, obviously losing 2 points in a row so far to this strong OPBHB side, and very well played to them. I feel like This could have gone either way. They did get a nice early cap on in the middle point, but unable to take advantage of that before OPBHB would manage to push them out again.
I'd like to draw your attention just real quick. I've got the Mo making a beeline straight along this hedge line, and I would like you to see if you can spot the garrison that he's probably going for. That's right, it's right there in that hedge line. That's where it is. I couldn't find it. It took me quite a while to discover it, but and I have it on my map as well. So the Mo and Cometa have seen where everyone's spawning, and they've just made a beeline straight for their garrison, and they've taken it down. Now OPBHB have nothing in the 7-8 row as well, so they are still up in the north. So that's going to put them on the back foot on spawning closer to La Prairie. So taking down that garrison has been really good for GBI, and they've been able to sweep around as well, and they're probably searching for the OPs that are now behind La Prairie. So they're defending the point really well. They're doing those wide flanks to get around the back of the attacks, and then taking out all their spawn points just as they go.
Yep, I'd just like to point out, OPBHB look like they're starting to get a little more aggressive on La Prairie now. Pope, Vin, Crew, Kieb's dying before I could say his name, Tozzy going down as well, but Leaps. Look how deep Leaps is on La Prairie. This is going to be concerning for GBI. If Leaps manages to take out all the garrisons that we're seeing on La Prairie, there is still one in the middle. It's not currently locked out. That's what we're looking at. Squishy Boo, he doesn't know this, but he is the last opportunity he's got to take out this Leaps character. OPBHB looking very, very strong.
Nope.
Nope. Squishy Boo going down to Leaps there. Mars Rover sitting there. Murray Mofo is going to be very close to him. Let's go over and have a look at how that fight's going to go there. Murray Mofo managing to take down Mars Rover, so well done to them and all credit. Crew, Pope, Finn and Leaps, very strong on the point. I'll tell you what.
Leaps is going for that garrison. I think he's going to get that. Unless there's a spawn wave locked into that garrison. Nope. There was no spawn wave locked into that garrison. That garrison is now down. And OPBHB are now in the circle and starting to cap.
Yep, GBI have to scramble and get back and defend because that is 2 now, with Galbers in support. OPBHB, lads, the point is flickering. This will be very concerning for GBI unless they can get a nice push onto a Western approach to try and drag some players away. OPBHB have the ability to basically try and get all their lads forward and win this match with just under 50 minutes left to go in this match. This is huge. I'm still not going to call this match. Big spawn wave from GBI going in. They're going to try and move... They're going to try and move from the west to try and get back in and support their lads on point. Starting to defend now, so well done. Very good defense. Crew is going to be the last OPBHB lad for that's going to be sitting on the strong point. Wello's going to be the deepest for GBI.
Just take out all 4 infantry from that spawn wave. I think so. I think Mars Rover has a good overlook on that garrison. That garrison is at risk of going down. We've got Nucked Owl and Mars Rover going for it. So if someone wants to turn around and have a go for it, probably... Oh, it's the tank! Surprise! The tank is in HQ and is now shooting at them. So it looks like the crew have just jumped straight in and now shooting at them. That's a good spot to sit. Look like you're idle, but you're actually not.
Yeah, I agree. Nactal is going to sit there. Everyone's bypassing him, which is strange. He's just being a bit of a bushwickie. Pretty content to just sort of sit there in the bush and not be conspicuous. Geki Gang is probably going to have to... no, he is the tankman, so he's probably not going to go out and defend. Another lad just dying there. I just look like Gelber's taking that out. I feel like we've said that name a lot this stream. Gelber's number 61. Obviously one of the offensive squads for OPBHB.
Satchel. I went down to have a look at Macdale and I was like, let's have a look in the bush. And I was like, what is that red dot? He's not red. No, it's a satchel. He satcheled the hedge, and if the tank gets... Oh, crap. The tank is going... Oh, no. Run.
No way.
Put it in fourth. Put it in fourth. Macdale is going to go down.
Is it tank going to be close enough?
Wait.
I think the tank's probably got enough distance now. Yep. Oh, it did do some damage on the tank, though. The tank is now on fire, so the satchel partially effective. Switching back over to my screen so we can see. Obviously, it's going to be a little fucking worried by that. It has no idea what just hit it. Obviously, it didn't have a satchel on it, but it'll know it's damaged. It's looking behind it, it'll try and get some repairs on now. Squishy Boo's an engineer. Hopefully, he's got the repair kit and can get some repairs onto that Panther. But no, the Panther's just going to boot away. It doesn't feel safe. It's going
Go
to
back
leave.
to HQ. It's so close that it can just go back to HQ, get some repairs, and then keep going. So I think it's lucky that it happened here rather than further out, because you have a lot further to travel back if you're injured and you're relying on those repair stations.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Blue, how is this sustained pressure on La Prairie from OPBHB? GBI sitting very deep, some massive scrambled defenses for them. They'll be obviously they're trying to reset, trying to get some of that control around the sector. OPBHB, though, just keep changing up their angle of attack and denying GHB that ability to get settled. Have a look at that battle line. That is a very good spread out battle line for them, this OPBHB side. It just allows them to probe as many different angles as they possibly can. Have a look at that. Leaps moving in again. Galbers again. God damn it. How many times have we seen him on attack? This has been a great match from some of these OPBHB lads. Holy shit. This has been a banger of a match so far. GBI still with all the work to do. Let's have a look back at this point. It looks like they've got a couple of lads. The point was flickering contested. Icon Euphoric. That's the man we've got a point of view on. We'll switch over to him in a sec if he doesn't die. Tofu, the Flying Dingo, and Pedro. Nice little push onto Western Approach. GBI starting to take it. Small Sweat is going to be the last of the lads there. Spawn wave from OPBHB going on. That's going to be enough to start to defend it. AR762, Crew and Madcap managing to spawn in and trying to defend this one. Infidel coming in as well, so well done to those lads. Let's have a look at what Euphoric's looking at the moment. Chucking in some smoke grenades, trying to help the rest of his lads move up. Tofu spawning next to him. He's getting those smokes out there, well done. And you'd expect to see him to start pushing up. Getting the guns out now, just seeing whether he can see any of the OPBHB lads and see if he can delete some to try and help the rest of the boys push in. But let's switch back over to my screen. That's enough watching somebody hiding in a bush or pointing their guns at stuff. But GBI, very good pressure on Western Approach. We're seeing some good composure from this team. The ability to not let some of those early losses phase them, get back and get back on the defense. Pedro going down there. Flying Dingo and Euphoric are going to keep being up there. Corsica going down as soon as I say his name. Leaps is going to be bombing run going in.
Oh,
that is going to be the GBI bombing run. Just trying to deal with some of those OPBHB lads. Blue, can you tell me whether or not OP and or BHB have a garrison on point currently?
On Western, they do not have it on point. They have one supply drop going down a little to the south, but they have one behind it in the next square in E5. So it's in the town, but they do have two OPs on it, and they have an OP to the north, and their heavy tank, which is north of Western as well. So they've got a good spread of defense around it, and they've got second heavy tank coming up and two attack garrys for La Prairie. So they've got this good spread, and they've got some good sector control as well for both areas.
Yeah, magnificent. I'm going to jump over to my screen. Let's have a look at what the GBI garrison situation's looking like. And I'll tell you what, Blue, it is looking a little bit dire. They do have just the one garrison sitting nice and south in the D column. That's the one we saw them put down before. It was nice, like it's a fair way off the side of the map, and it's more sort of aimed at as it being an attacking garrison for checkpoint. But aside from that, no other garrisons for GBI. They are being pushed very hard. As I say that, a garrison just went down in the B8. In the B8 square, and we're circling that down at the moment. So let's get back into the fight. Western Approach, still some sustained pressure from GBI, but it looks like OP/BHB managed to get back and defend. Let's fly from here, and let's move straight back over to La Prairie to see what OPBHB, they've got a bit of pressure. Have a look at that. That's Galbers, our man again. Dark Times in support. The fat something going to be pushing in. Tell you what, that was Murray Mofo, the GBI commander, going down. I didn't see who got him, but I'm going to go ahead and assume it was Galbers, number 61.
Got him.
Strike back.
I think Strike back has been taken out. But Strike back and Murray both had a little bit of a scuffle in the building there. But because Murray is commander, I mean, he can just chill there and just still do all the bombing runs and command until he absolutely needs to respawn. So I feel like that's a good tactic you can do. Cometa taking out Galbers as well. So they're starting to clear out the point. It looks like they're getting a handle on the OPBHB push. There isn't anyone behind them, so they're clear around the back, and most of the push is coming across that wheat field straight to the east. And that's where they've got their one garrison now. GBI looks like they took out that garrison slightly to the north where the plains are. They only have the one garrison slightly to the south, and it looks like GBI are also with Dusty, Gandalf the White, and Black Duster as well. They are behind it coming in to clear out that garrison, so they may be able to take some pressure off La Prairie just by taking out a couple of the attack Garys and making OPBHB have to spawn back all the way up at Western. So it looks like they've got this this point locked down, and they'll probably want to get a couple of garrisons up. My guess is they should get a garrison up in each square and then see if they can get some attack Garys or something. So then they'll have some cover and a bunch of OPs all over the place so they can just kind of flop around and spawn in where they're needed. But they are holding back the OPBHB attack on La Prairie, so they're going really well on that. They haven't, it's been flickering a little bit, but they've always managed to bring it back, which is really good tactics from them. They are responding to that push from OPBHB really well.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think the biggest concerning thing for GBI at the moment is they are being forced to defend very, very deep. But that said, as we're looking at the blueberries on your screen now, Don Vice and Dark Times are going to be the last from OPBHB up there. They're going to take down Dusty. He's not going to have any effect on that fight anymore. The big T's down to the south. Snack the Rack, Tozzy up towards the top of your screen. Wello off towards the left. But it looks like GBI are starting to try and push out that sector control from La Prairie, but OPBHB have managed to take down a lot of them. The more they manage to do that, the more control that they can exert over the front of La Prairie. And that's going to keep providing problems for this GBI side. GBI, I really feel like they need to get another good attack onto Western Approach. We did see them start to cause some problems up there before, but if we scoot back over there, aside from this big flank we're seeing over there, excuse me. Aside from that big flank we're seeing down that north side by Icon, Scriv, and Tofu. Don't mind me whilst I get a bit of hay fever. Thank you very much. GBI really need to put some pressure on Western Approach. The more they can drag this OPBHB side to defending Western, the less pressure is going to be on La Prairie. But I don't see a way forward here for GBI. This is going to be on individual plays at the moment. And what we're seeing is I think OP/BHB are just winning gunfights around the map at the moment. Holy crap.
Absolutely. I think that those little skirmishes, when you come down, you hop that fence line and then there's someone there. If you're winning those little quick draw matches, you're going to be able to push forward a lot faster than they will. And I think that's what's happening. A lot of teams in the APAI have done that. A lot of teams have been really good at tactics, and then other teams have been winning all of those little fights. And sometimes it comes down to those. We do have a comment in chat from Dinah saying, can we call the red berries raspberries? Yes, we've got raspberries, blueberries, and grapes. If it's your squad, I like to refer to them as my grapes. So we're going for a food theme here, which I am all for.
Delicious. All right, I will try and remember to call them raspberries. And a little one from Torfist. 3 people equals 3 cap power. So you were absolutely right with that one, Blue. Congratulations. 1 tank full of 3 people is a 3 cap power. Well done. Don Voice has managed to find his way nice and close in here. Let's get down and have a look. This guy has been a beast all tournament. Kometa is not going to know that Don Vice is around on his slide now. So we're nice and close. Kometa, just turn around. You'll be able to see him, my friend. As I say that, Kometa taking down Don.
Taken down.
Exactly as we said. Perhaps he heard the shout out to tell him to turn around, because as soon as he said that, he did. Obviously, just skirmishes out through the middle of the 2 points. Some probing attacks from both OP/BHB and GBI at the moment. OPBHB, though, they do seem to be carrying and holding this ground. That's that 2-plane area you were talking about before, Blue. They're sort of holding that ground at the moment. Just trying to re-establish that battle line and start to put pressure on many different angles of La Prairie. Obviously, GH Boy are trying to disrupt that. Bear is going to be the squad lead that's going to be pushing up on Western Approach. Lamagra, Scriv, Grink, Fuji's dad, Corsica, Tofu, a Flying Dingo, and Icon. They are well up on that right-hand side. Grink is going to be the squad lead there. And he's going to be trying to... Basically, they'll try and get enough spawns as they can there. As I said that, obviously, a couple of them just got brutally murdered. But that is a tough place to be pushing Western Approach from. That is a lot of open field to be running across, and I don't like the idea of doing that from GBI. But that said, if they can get enough lads there and hold attention out this side, it does let some of the lads that might be in other positions start to try and move up and start to put some pressure on Western Approach. look, I think both teams at the moment pretty content to sit very deep in defence. Blue, what I'm thinking, what if I hand this commentary over to you again, and you can take lead on this one?
Yeah, no worries. Well, I'm sitting over La Prairie at the moment, and I'm just looking at a GBI pushing out of the circle. They got no one in the circle yet. Oh no, I take that back. The Mo is running into the circle, and they're just trying to contend with the OPBHB push that's coming from the front. They are up over there on the left-hand side of the screen for me, up in that plain area. And it looks like GBI had this really good wave going up into that area to clear them out. So it looks like they're pushing up into Western from the south. There's also OPBHB out of Western. They're in that little next town that's just in front of it. And it looks like they're using that as a staging ground to push out and go straight through the town towards, I think, GBI's mid HQ and then come to the south. Whereas GBI are going out to the east straight across and then going north. So it looks like we might get a couple of little skirmishes as they run past each other, but they could also outflank each other, and then now you've got both points capping, and then it's up to who decides to go back and defend. But it looks like both teams, if I pull up the map, have got this area kind of locked down. They're all around it. As I say that, let me turn around. There is now a garrison out behind La Prairie down south, and OPBHB have just put that up. It is locked, as GBI are well aware of. There is a spawn happening down there, and it looks like Snack and Lloyd are pushing down, clearing them out, and they're going to want to take down that garrison as fast as possible as well. Otherwise, they're going to have problems of a bunch of spawn waves happening. It's just sitting there, just behind the hedge line, which is a good spot for it to hide, but they're going to need to get down and clear that out. And we've got Murray Mofo and Bob Ross sitting back on the point, holding it. It's good to have at least one or two people in the circle, maybe even just the commander who sits in the circle, and they can watch whether or not the point is being contested. And everyone else kind of spirals out, goes further out, and clears out any OPs, anyone hiding in bushes, sneaking up, and going through those the wheat fields. And the wheat fields are something that we've seen a lot in this game so far, because they're really good to crawl through. You can crawl through quite well and sneak through and get past someone, but then you do run the risk of being seen. But it is harder. They have to be up on a fence, and I've done that a lot. You stand up on a fence to watch the fields, but then you're exposed, so you kind of get them to expose themselves to see you, and then you can take them out that way. So I think that's what everyone's using the fields kind of to push, and also putting your garrisons in those fields. It's a good way to hide it. You don't have to worry about hedge lines and stuff. You can get a lot closer than you would normally because of all the cover. We got a bunch of OPBHB sitting on top of these broken plains, and that's a good advantage to just kind of get your binocs out and have a look and see into the next point. And we've also got a big spawn wave, so they didn't looks like GBI didn't manage to take down that garrison down the back, and they're starting to turn the point with that huge spawn wave down to the south.
Blue, I'm going to take commentary back if that's all right. The
Sure
raspberries, what we're going to call them now, that's not what you're talking about. That garrison has been marked up down there, but we did see the cap start to be contested, and that's purely on that cap weight. Have a look at how many of this OPBHB side have managed to get in and around the back of this GBI team. That's going to be very concerning for them. This point is going to continue to flicker until GBI has managed to get enough of their lads back to try and defend. And look, it's exactly what you'd like to see. Cheese Nacdell, Cheese the squad lead with his support player ready to drop a box so they can get another Gary down. It's exactly what you want to see. They've got themselves into an advantageous position, managing to spawn, and since they've managed to do that, they'll be able to get around, and they've done exactly what you want to see, which is to spread out, try and establish that battle line behind the GBI lines. GBI are probably going to struggle to deal with this. They're sitting nice and deep, and they're going to need to have some sort of HQ spawn, I'd say. We've got Snack the Rackies around the back, trying to find that garrison. Gelber's number 61 is going to have a fight with him. This could be absolutely clutch and crucial in this match. The point is starting to go towards OPBHB. GBI have all the work to do to try and deal with this.
Is on Western was going towards GBI as well, but it looks like whose bombing run is that? That is a GBI bombing run. It looks like OP have managed to spawn back and hold it. So yeah, OPBHB are all over the circle now. There is no GBI in the circle anymore, and it's just OPBHB. So we'll probably see the rest of OPBHB just start booking it towards the point and trying to get that proxy. We'll also see GBI just pushing out and getting any spawn point close to La Prairie and just running, trying to get into that
Blue,
proxy to slow it down
with
as well.
this many of these OPBHB lads on the point, I can't see GBI getting back to defend this. I think this could be GG. That is
get into that proxy.
That is a large amount of those raspberries sitting on point. OPBHB with a very good push around the back, managing to get in nice and deep. Holy shit. Garlock coming in support as well. This is going to take some doing for GBI to try and dislodge them. Holy crap, what a goddamn match. OPBHB, obviously the next point's flickering, but none of that's going to matter unless GBI can get back and dislodge some of these OPBHB lads from the point. It's mostly caps. We're looking at about 2/3 to 3/4 cap from OPBHB. The Reaper, the Big T's going to get back. Butter's going down there. Nukdale's going to try and take out the Big T. He's going to be around the back of him. He's going to get the jump on in there. The Reaper's going to push in. OPBHB have got another lot of lads coming back straight into the strong point. I don't think GBI have anybody that's even close enough.
There's an airhead coming down as well. I think that's a final airhead just in case, but I have a feeling the point's going to turn unless...
This is going to be...
I don't think they can get into the proxy.
This is going to be a 5-0 win to OPBHB. Holy shit. That was a massive last push. Let me just scroll through the scores whilst I'm talking, but that was a massive last push from OPBHB. Getting around the back of GBI. GBI, obviously, on the back foot for most of that game. I'm going to give mine to Snack the Ripper, because that was the only person I can, and the first one that I noticed. Let's go through the scores. Holy shit, Blue. That was a massive final. 5-0 win to OPBHB over GBI.
Absolutely. That was... OPBHB had, they didn't look like they were going to cap the point at first, but then they got two people into their house and they just stayed there the whole time. And they've slowly done this constant push on GBI's next points. But GBI has done really well to just sit there and defend and hold that next point, because they've been able to stop a lot of the points flickered like 4 or 5 times before there was any sort of worry about it actually being taken, because they were able to get back into it. So they did really well in defense, but OPBHB just had this constant pressure on them the entire game, really.
Yeah, absolutely they did. Blue, get your face on. We're going to do a little bit of post-match commentary. Hopefully we get some reps from some of the teams. Hopefully Fuzzled comes back in the next little bit. But let's say hi to the viewers. Pleasure to be back. God damn it, ladies and gentlemen. That was a victory to OPBHB over GBI in the APAI Grand Final. That was a tough match. Look, all credit to GBI. I thought throughout this whole tournament, they have played an excellent brand of Hell Let Loose. I thought they played extremely well. They've taken some big scalps in this tournament so far. Obviously, in the group stages, they've taken down Chimera, one of the strongest teams in the OCE region, and as well, they in the semi-final, taking out Fuck You. Like, they are two teams that you'd absolutely be happy with taking out in this competition. So, legitimately, and like, all credit to them. But OPBHB, just too strong on the day.
Yeah, now they are currently undefeated in the entire APAI, because they didn't lose any of their games in the group stages, and then they won the semifinals, and now they've won the grand final. So they are the undefeated winners of APAI.
Yeah, absolutely. Undefeated through the whole tournament. It has been a pleasure to watch them. It has been an absolute pleasure to be able to cast them through this entire tournament. I have just had some messages from the OPBHB rep. So Fuzzled, Mr. Fuzzled himself, is sitting in the waiting room. So hopefully we'll see some of those reps jump in shortly. We'll do a little bit of I feel like it's a grand final. We need to have a little bit of ceremony about this. I am wearing a suit, so having a little bit of a post-match chat, genuinely probably a good idea. Let me just jump through some of these messages. We're good. Fuzzled, still just sitting on his own, so we've got a little bit of time to talk about that. Blue, what I really like to see from this OPBHB side, there we go. I'm just going to move him up to the transfer room. Bear's there as well. Fuzzled will be there, just giving them a little bit of a warm up in the green room before dragging them up to come and say hello to us. But But yeah, what I was saying was this OPBHB side, have a look. Did you see that battle line that they sorted out? Their ability to attack across the entire front. I think that's what caused some problems for this GBI side. And I think that's probably what won them the game. As well as what we were talking about before, which is like that individual, that individual gunplay. Just their ability to win gunfights across the entire battle, I think, was absolutely huge. And I think that's probably what won them the game.
I think so too. I think they just managed to get a couple of garrisons as well behind the points that they were attacking, so which mean they could get a couple of people, a couple of officers to spawn off, then get an OP down, and then they had even more spawn waves off those. So they were managed to getting those flanks happening and getting around those points. So I think those tactics went really well for them.
Yeah, excellent. So what I might do, I know I said Safuzzled was going to move people up, but what I might do, I might just drag everybody up and we'll have some post-match chats. Stick around, we'll have a little bit of ceremony about this, because you know what? Why the fuck not? I'm wearing the MCC tie. God damn it. Let me drag Fuzz up and we'll have a chat to him. Fuzz, I've dragged you just because we're about ready to do these post-match interviews, my friend.
Oh, brilliant, mate. I'm still watching the game on a bit of a delay, but because I'm in here, of course, I know the score, baby.
Yeah, also, I feel like you deserve to know the score. Everybody at home has obviously watched it because of the way the delay works. I'm going to drag both of the team reps up. I'll have a quick chat with them, and then I'm going to hand it over to you to present and declare the winner of the APAI tournament. So bear with me. Love your work, mate. And I have just dragged the team reps from both GBI and OPBHB into the stream. Bear and Strikeout, welcome. And that was a banger of a match, guys. Genuinely well played to both of you.
Yeah, thank you. I thought it was a great game from GBI.
Oh, absolutely. Bear, welcome into the chat, my friend. Commiserations on the loss, but look, all credit to your lads. Your lads played very well. I think you were just...
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, OPBHB really showing their class there, and yeah, just the best team won today. They played really well, couldn't fault them. So
yeah, and I think like absolutely all credit to your guys. We were just talking about it before whilst we were waiting for people to filter into the thing. GBI have played one hell of a fucking tournament, mate. You have taken some absolutely huge scalps on the way to getting to this grand final. Taking out Chimera, watching that game was one of the highlights of ever casting Hell Let Loose. That was a fucking banger of a match, mate. And then taking out Fuck You, a big OCE team. I have to give them props because it's my clan. But taking out Fuck You in the lead up in the semi-finals. Look, all credit to your lads. You've played one hell of a tournament, mate.
yeah, exactly. Like this is our first time playing competitively, sort of like in a tournament and internationally. So it's really good experience. We came into this group stage and we saw the teams playing, and we're like, well, this is like we couldn't have asked for a better group stage in terms of the experience and the quality of matches that we'd be getting. So we really applied ourselves. And yeah, we caused an upset, made it all the way through to the finals, and then now to the grand final, and in our rematch against OPBHB. And yeah, wow, like they turned up today, and I couldn't really fault anything they were doing. They outclassed us on a lot of fronts. So
yeah, and I just want to reiterate, like, all credit to your lads. You've played a tournament. You've played at one hell of a tournament. Obviously, GBI coming through with this tournament, showing they are a force to be reckoned with in the OCE region. And look, honestly, as somebody who gets to watch a lot of these games, I'm fucking looking forward to watching your lads play in the future, mate.
appreciate it.
Easy. We'll move over to Strikeout, the OP/BHB rep. Strikeout, Matt. Congratulations, my guy.
Thank you. We're very excited. Really, I just want to start this off by saying big shout out to the OCE community for inviting us, being super welcoming, and huge shout out to all the streamers. I got to say, we've participated in multiple seasonals, multiple different tournaments. We absolutely loved watching you guys stream. Just really class performances from all the streamers. So really appreciate you guys.
Thank you very much,
you.
mate. Thank you very much. Obviously, Blue, you can catch her over at twitch.tv/BlueRoseJelly. If you're watching me live, you're probably already following. Don't stress. But we're going to cast as many of these matches as we can. But Strikeout, god damn it, that was a brutal performance from OPBHB. Taking the midpoint early and then just not letting up on the pressure. We talked about a little bit earlier before we got you guys up here that that battle line you sorted out and your ability to attack points from essentially all angles at once. That was insane. As well as some very, very good individual performances. Normally we award a man of the match or a person of the match. I don't think I could. I don't have a standout performance. Your lads just all played well and all played well as a team, mate.
100%. Huge shout out to our team. Multiple people showed up today when they thought they couldn't. I will say, big holiday weekend here in the States. Half of the team was traveling. And like you said, our guys and gals came up to play. There was a huge fire underneath them. They were not very happy that we had to play this weekend. But I mean, hey, maybe our performance showed that. But it was a good game from everyone, and just honestly so proud of our team. We've worked so ridiculously hard, and we were gutted earlier this week when it was like, oh yeah, we have to play, and there were some late night strats that came out and some a fire that was lit under some people, and we were very happy to show up and show what we're about today.
Yeah, you've
Sounds
definitely
like they harness the rage.
let the anger
Basically.
flow through you. I like it.
It was like
Yeah.
3 a.m, and I posted a PowerPoint. I'm like, all right, here's our 5 things we need to do to win, and here's like 17 different spots that you can't get shot from, and yada yada yada.
Yeah, and
I
look,
was, I
Nice,
was a little
nice.
upset.
a quick happy Thanksgiving to all our American guests that are watching the stream, and all of you lads at the OPBHB. I'm glad we got to play this game today. I've been looking forward to it for about the last month and a half. So I'm glad we got it, and I'm glad we got a banger of a match out of it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand the stream over, as much as he's told me it's a bad idea. I'm going to hand this stream over to Fuzzled for a few formalities to announce the winner of the APAI. Fuzzled, the floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, I will iterate. Definitely a bad idea. Do not do this at home. But first of all, commiserations to you, Bear, with GBI. No one likes coming second unless it's in the bedroom. But unfortunately, you're that person today. You guys have played an amazing tournament. Like you said, huge upset against Chimera, and then just a clinical performance against Fuck You in the semi-finals got you here. But unfortunately, another clinical performance by our inaugural APAI champions, OPBHB, was enough to get them home today. To OPBHB, showing up big on the holiday weekend. I think it'll cap off your turkey dinner going away as the inaugural champions, like I said. Huge results here from Group A. Both of you were from there. And yeah, it was an absolute cracker to watch. I couldn't have expected anything like this. It's been an absolutely great tournament, start to finish.
Thank you very much, Fuzz. And thank you very much to our team reps. That's Bear and Strikeout from GBI and OP/BHB respectively. Thank you very much, guys. And I just want to say a quick thanks. Fuzz, obviously you put this tournament together. You're the driving force. You were the only man. You were the one contact we had. You were the one guy putting out all the spot fires. So genuinely well done to you. I hope it hasn't caused too many grey hairs. And I'm looking forward to the next one, my guy.
Cheers, mate. I couldn't have done it, like you said, without all the team reps. Without the teams playing, there is no tournament. So I thank each and every team rep and each and every player for coming along and playing their best. Then a special shout out to my support staff. So it might look like I'm the only person there, but they're the ones really helping me put out the spot fire. If I can't do it, I go to them and they get it solved pretty quick. So a huge shout out to them as well.
Yeah, 100%. It takes a village, doesn't it? And I think we've seen that. And it's really been a lot of the different communities coming together. And I know we like to talk about growing the OCE community, but it's also about, especially with this tournament, especially given we had some Yanks winning it, like growing the Hell Let Loose community internationally as well. So like I'd really like to see that. And I'm looking forward to seeing where we go in the future. I'll start wrapping things up. BlueRoseJelly, thank you very much for coming in and co-casting with me today. It is always a goddamn pleasure to work with you.
No, it's all right. I enjoy these, and thanks to C Fuzzle as well and letting us stream and like kind of saying, yeah, here's the game, and to all the teams as well, just saying, yeah, this is the game, like do your thing, and just like cast, and letting us identify tanks wrong, getting names wrong, letting me geek out when I see a medic and stuff like that. So thanks to everyone who's been like the background and stuff, because we just show up and then just talk crap about what's happening in the game. So thank you to everyone, and these are so much fun. So I am so looking forward to the next one. I'm like, when is it? Is it next week? Do we start?
I know. You do more APA next week. Good lord, I feel like I
Yeah.
need a break after this.
After Christmas, so we went in the new year. We'll get around to it.
So thank you for everyone that plays. Now we've just finished up an entire tournament. As a streamer, there is only one way I know to finish this up. For my American viewers, I don't know whether you know what we're doing, but this is an item of footwear. This is a shoe. It's a child's gumboot for some reason. This is a beverage, ladies and gentlemen. What we do in Australia when something big and exciting happens, to celebrate something, what we do is we combine the beverage with the shoe. Like so.
No.
Like so? No.
Yeah.
No. Nobody ever lets me do this on stream.
I don't have a shoe. I just have a mug. So
That's all right.
Close
Mug's going to have to work. Ooh, a little bit of now, strikeout. I know you haven't seen this very often before, but now there is only one thing you can say at a moment like this. Normally it's welcome to Australia, cunts. But congratulations to OPBHB. That was one hell of a tournament you just played and one hell of a match we just watched. Cheers, cunts.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Oh, that was a man in a suit drinking a drink out of a pink gumboot. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the grand final of the APAI. Win going to OPBHB 5-0 over a very, very good GBI side. We're going to say goodbye. I always end every single one of my streams by saying, ladies and gentlemen, look after yourselves. If you can manage to do that, see if you can't look after somebody else too. It has been a goddamn pleasure. Bye, cunts.